Okay, here is the Pablano cross with a chocolate Linzo. So the Pablano that I grew last year, somehow it turned out chocolate, but it was a very large pepper, like around the size of my three fingers here. And then I decided like it didn't have any heat at all, but it tasted really good. So I wanted a little bit of heat added to it, so I crossed with the Linzo. And look at this, guys. The peppers are much smaller this year because the chocolate Linzo is, you see over there? That's what it looks like. We'll go over there in a second and take a look. But yeah, it made the pepper much smaller, but it kind of like retained the looks a little bit because these grooves were on the chocolate Poblano last year that I had. And so this year it stayed the same, but the pods got smaller. So it's pretty interesting. Here, it's kind of like a brownish color, but it's very nice. It grew really tall, and then it started to fall over. But it's very productive. Look at this. See? Up and down the plant, I see pods, and there are more pods up here. It's very lanky. It could be because I'm growing it behind the pear tree that is blocking a lot of the sun, but it seems to be growing well. You see there's more flowers coming out. See, the trunk is right here, so it grows really tall, and it fell over because we had really huge wind, and so I'm using the tree sort of like as a brace to help it stand up. But anyway, let's collect a few, and then we'll try them out. Look how beautiful it is. Very nice color. So let's try this out and see how good it is. Okay, before we go in, let's pick a chocolate Linzo to take in with us so we can see. So I love these chocolate Linzo. Pretty interesting plant. Super spicy for something like this. So it has a pretty nice bite to them. Okay, here is what the pepper looks like. And closer look, they are nice and smooth, very beautiful, like some chocolate candies. And I brought along the original parent, which where I got the pollen from, which is the chocolate Linzo. So that is the cross right here. So let's cut it open and take a look. I picked this one here because it's nice and firm. So it's gonna be very nice to eat. So it's very smooth on the skin texture. And so look at this. Very similar to the Linzo. They have very few seeds, which is what I really like, because I don't really like the texture of the seeds. But man, the inside is beautiful. It's sort of like hollow for the most part, but the wall is I would say it's pretty thick. So yeah, look at this. You see, if you notice some of the seed, if you see that they're black, those are usually the non-viable seeds. So when I have crossbreed like this, usually that is the case. So it may take a while to get a good seed that would grow. Okay, so let's give it a smell. Wow, it have very pleasant light smell, a little bit of the original the peppery smell of the Poblano, but I didn't detect any aroma from the Linzo at all in here. So it's pretty interesting. It almost smells like it's very nice and fresh and a little bit of a peppery scent. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay, here we are. This is the Pablano cross. So let me give you a little bit of the history on this. So last year, I attempted to grow some Pablano because Chili Chomp Sean was hosting a contest. And so I decided to grab some Pablano seeds to grow. And I went into my collection and I happened to find, I found some. And when I grew it, instead of red Poblano, they came out as chocolate Poblanos. And that was pretty interesting. It was a pretty large pepper, but not those huge Poblano. So I didn't even bother entering it because it's so small, and it was sort of like a cross or something because it came out chocolate. But the flavor was amazing. I love the way it tastes. It grew really well, produced very well, and it was one of my favorite plant last year. So I was like, you know what? It didn't have any heat, but it tastes really good. So you know what? And then there was a Linzo plant, which is named after my daughter Lindsay. Was sitting next to it in a 1 gallon that I grew. So I was like, you know what? They're both chocolate. They're sitting right next to each other. Both are flowering at the same time. So let's cross it and see what happened. And so this is it. Is what happened. So this is the F1. But interestingly, it turned out much better than what I was expecting. I thought it's going to be a huge pepper, or maybe something strange. But it turned out very nice. I actually like this very much, and I love the way it looks and how productive it is. So let's try. I know there's heat in this because I've eaten a few already. Mmm. It's very juicy. It kind of squirted out when I bit into it, and then you get very nice earthy sweetness, and then now there's heat that attacks my throat area, but this heat is very nice and mellow because it's not those excruciating heat from the other varieties that I grow. It does have a slight earthy flavor, but overall it's more sweet than anything else. Very nice flavor, and then you get pretty good amount of heat. So let me see, there's sweetness there. Very nice. I see this as a very nice pepper to stuff cheese or stuff, stuffing your peppers, and then you just pop it like a jalapeno popper or something like that, or that, yeah, like that too. The heat is a bit more than the jalapenos, or some jalapeno does have a lot of heat. So this is around that, heat, much less than the Linzo. The Linzo is crazy here, hot. But overall, the flavor is very nice. Yeah, the seeds are very few, but most of them look like they're bad. They're like paper thin, and they're kind of black on the inside, so those are really not good seeds. But yeah, overall, it's a great cross, in my opinion. I really like the way it looks. I really like the way it grows, and flavor-wise, it's excellent. So yeah, that's I don't have a name for it, but when I was looking at the pepper, I was like, wow, this color is pretty cool, interesting. And it's Pablano, and it's kind of like those. So somehow it reminds me of the Pappy whiskey. Maybe because of the color as well. It's like nice dark color that are very, very beautiful. So maybe I'll call it like Pappy, the Khang Starr Pappy, after one of my favorite whiskey. But anyway, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.